Paulson goal to go with the 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
Here is Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
This is, I mean, if you looked, I mean, between Adebo getting injured, not necessarily, I'm going to say, living up to, what he got paid. And then we got Banks. Yeah. We need to bring this guy back, Mr. Flott. Now, of course, a lot of times you see sometimes on these, when it's contract years for some of these players, magically, they really elevate their game in that contract year. Well, he's done that. He's really done that. And he's earned himself a nice little payday. Now, how much? How much? We'll have to wait and see. Well, you're probably right. Probably we're going to lose. We've lost 7 out of 9 games this year. So if we lost, I wouldn't be surprised one bit. Not one bit. But if we do lose, you guys are going to help us keep us a top 5 draft pick. So if I'm up for that, I'll sign me up for that. But Mr. Flott here, he's earned himself. He's Giants under the radar star has thrown massive wrench in the long-term plans. Flots of money is coming his way. Not lots, but flots. Aha! You see what they did there? Flots of money. Now, the one thing is here, okay, is it'll be very, very interesting. That's one of the things here. When you bring in a new coach, you bring in have to wait and see, do we bring in a new GM or not? Does Shane stick around? Do they wind up canning him as well, too? We'll have to wait and see. And it's going to be oh, yeah, that's why, it said the weather. Weather could be playing a big factor. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I heard definitely wind. Yeah, so that could really play some heck on the passing game. Yeah, but you guys have been running the ball real well. We can't stop the run for nothing. So it just seems like if you guys can't throw the ball, especially if you can't throw deep or not like that, you guys should be able to run the ball because for whatever reason we can't stop the run for nothing. It's really embarrassing. Really embarrassing. So, they said, if you asked 100 Giant fans before the season who they expected to be the best player in the secondary, quite possibly none of them would have answered with Cor'Dale Flott. But he has been. While it doesn't help to see Jevon, Holland, and Paulson Adebo hurt, the 24-year-old has broken out in a major way this season. Since beating out Deonte Banks for the cornerback number 2 job, the 4th-year corner has been one of the lone bright spots for the Shane Bowen's group. I mean, Burns and Flott have been pretty much like the 2, right? The 2 bright spots. Carter's been a good bright spot as well, too. Akarakay's got a lot of tackles. But that's why it was no surprise when Pro Football Focus Bradley Locklear labeled Flott the most pleasant surprise for a Giants defense among the worst, as the Giants defense among the worst in the NFL. Flott's 79.6 coverage grade is 4th among all cornerbacks who have played 200-plus snaps and is surrounding just a 62.6 passer rating when targeted, which ranks 8th among qualified cornerbacks. And to make things even more interesting, his breakout campaign has come in a contract year. Well, once again, that happens a lot. It's amazing the way that happens. Cor'Dale Flott is practically forcing the Giants to award him with a contract extension. I mean, if you let the guy go, I don't know. Yeah, that'd be crazy. right? Because we got Banks for next season, one more year. We certainly don't want to put that guy out there. So Flott's really forcing the Giants to re-sign him. Saying is that you figure, if the Giants do keep Shane around, Shane knows what Flott's been doing. If we get rid of Adebo and we get rid of Shane, and we bring a new coaching staff in here, a new GM in here, well, they're going to see Flott. The Giants don't have a ton of money. They're going to see Flott in the contract year, and the Giants, maybe the new GM might be like, do we sign him? I don't know. I mean, so at least if Shane stays around, they know what Flott's been doing. He knows he's like one of the best guys this year anyway on the defense. So hopefully, there's a lot of guys that, if Shane sticks around, there's a lot of guys that Shane needs to prioritize re-signing. Micah McFadden, hopefully Dane Belton, as a Flott, possibly Daniel Bellinger. 2022 third-round pick out of LSU. Flott is reminding fans that some breakouts come better late than never. Not every player sets the league on fire in their rookie or sophomore season, but now that he's earned the playing time, he's making it impossible to keep him off the field. His emergence was a key reason Deonte Banks was seeing trade buzz prior to the trade deadline, but Joe Shane wound up keeping the former first-round pick in East Rutherford. But now that he is pursuing a long-term deal, it would put Shane and Brian Daboll in a serious pickle this offseason. Well, Daboll's not going to be around this offseason, so. Moreover, both Holland and Adebo have struggled while on the field, while Andrew Phillips and Tyler Newman have regressed from last season. So it's Flott who has been the most impressive this season. The sample size is small, so fans should want to see more of the same in the second half of the year. So let's hope that Flott comes back from his concussion and he's able to stay on the field. Let's see what he's got these final 8 games of the season. New York could tag him, but there is no reason to let him walk, especially when he could be retained on a semi-affordable contract. He's only 24 years old right now. He's young. And if that's one thing Shane knows how to do, it's effectively negotiating free agent deals. Something worth noting is that it would be a complete shock if Bowen is somehow still, there's no way he's the defensive coordinator entering next season. But it would be just as surprising if Daboll and Shane are still employed by Big Blue if their losing streak continues. With that being said, Bowen is a complete hack. So it begs the question that what the youngster could accomplish under an actual qualified defensive coordinator. That's true. I mean, that is true. Let me share my screen here. Let's just show you what Flott's been doing here. Yeah, I mean he's gotten better. I mean, but this according to PFF. Let me just I preface by saying that. Let me share my screen here, and I'll show you. I mean, how he has progressed and how Deonte Banks has regressed. Now this is Flott this season. He's at a 70. Now, once he got injured against Philadelphia, so I'm not sure if this had anything that, with his concussion, right, his coverage and all that, if him getting injured had anything to do with this. But he's had some really very impressive games here. But he's at a 75.9. But you look, right? Yeah, he got injured too. So that was some of the reason why some of these snap counts are not very high. He did have some injuries, but he was also a backup sometimes as well. But being pretty much primarily the starter this season in a contract year, of course, 75.9 is by far the best. His coverage grade is 79.6. He's never been a cornerback number one, so we've never put him on like Justin Jefferson or nothing like that, right? So, but you look, all right, his coverage rate is like an 80. Very, very impressive. Now what do we got here? Yeah, this is okay. It's very respectable. He's missed 3 tackles on the season, according to PFF, which is a 10.7. Right? You would like it a little bit more, a little less than that, yeah, but still, 10.7 is not too bad. He's been targeted 39 times, given up 21 completions. He's given up about a 50% completion percentage, which is really, really good. 11.7 yards per reception. He's only given up 55 yards. So basically 21 receptions, he's given up 55 yak yards. So basically he's given up like 2.5 yards of yak after every reception, which is like nothing. So, he's maybe given up some receptions here and there, but he's pretty much been right on there on the receiver to make a tackle. So, once again, a really good season for him. Now, I'll show you what Banks. Now let's not forget. Okay, Flott, according to PFF, once again, Flott is at a 75. Let's look at what Deonte Trash Banks. He's about 30 points less. All right, so Flott is a 75. Trash Banks is a 45. Right here, 45. Overall defensive grade, 45. And you'll look, and he's just gotten worse every season. He was a 51, then he went down to about a 51. Then this season, a 45, a first-round pick. And he's averaging a 45. And, the one thing it's bad enough, the way he's playing that and all and everything. But one of the things is that which really just digs at you, really, is his effort. I mean, like that one touchdown run when he just kind of went in there and just kind of bumped up against Robinson. Let me make it look like I'm trying to do something here. And then, of course, Robinson hits him and Flott falls to the ground. Not Flott, Banks falls away from him. Robinson runs. It's just his effort. It's like, dude, what the are you doing? I mean, what are you doing? Just really absolutely pathetic. You were kind of hoping that, it's like, all right, Banks, you were a former first round pick. We're not handing nothing to you. All right. We brought in Adebo. He's cornerback number 1 now. You, my friend, you are now in a fight for cornerback number 2. We're going to have Flott and we're going to have you going head to head. The better man win. Whoever is the better man, they're going to be cornerback number 2. Adebo is 1. We're paying him a lot of money. He's not earning it, right? But he's cornerback number 1. So whoever between Flott and Banks, better man wins. You figure that would light some kind of a fire underneath him. Nope. So just that's what really gets you. I mean, you can see the guy out there just, giving it his all and trying and stuff like that. Okay. I mean, when you're a pro football player, and especially when you're in the secondary, you're like the last line of defense. You got to know how to tackle. Some guys know how to tackle. They just don't want to do it. I'm not, it's like Deion Sanders. Tackle. Business decision. I could get hurt. So some people seem to be making those business decisions. So I go in there and get tackled. I mean, I hurt a shoulder or something. I don't want to be doing that. So, but you're the last line of defense. You need to be able to tackle. I mean, there's no excuse why he didn't. I mean, at least grab a hold of a leg, don't let go. Maybe you're not the one maybe driving him into the ground, but hold on to him. The cavalry's coming. Right? Somebody will be there and help bring him down. Just hold, But just a guy to go in there and just kind of bump off of him. It's like, what's wrong with you, man? That's what really gets you. It just seems like the lack of effort. So, but Flott has got to be one of those guys. The Giants have some money. They can certainly let some players go and free up some extra money, but the Giants do have a lot of guys in-house that they do need to re-sign, or at least think about re-signing. Right? Especially from that 2022 draft class, because we had like 800 picks in that draft. Now, some of them didn't pan out too well, like Evan Neal, but some of them did. And now it's time to pay the piper. Some of those draft picks, right, you draft them, you develop them, and you keep them. Well, we drafted them. We developed some of them. As I said, Belton, not bad. Bellinger's not bad. I mean, these guys are not going to command a ton of money. Right? Maybe DJ Davidson. I said, Mike, let's not forget about Micah McFadden. I mean, he played, I don't know what he played, 10 snaps in the season. Bam, the season's over with. But you can see how the running game is really taking a hit. It's not all because of him, but he's one of the reasons why he's very, very good at the run game. But like him and Okereke next to one another, they're very, very good in the middle of the field. But with McFadden out, he's another one of the guys we want to sign. It's a Flott. Like I said, once again, a lot of these guys, that from the 2022 draft class are not going to command a ton of money. So I think it would be a priority for the Giants to bring a lot of these guys back. But that's going to be one of those things, who the GM is. Is it going to be Shane or is it going to be somebody else?